this is part 4. This is definitely not going to be over 20 minutes. I'm almost 50% sure. I'll try and keep it shorter than that anyway. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to go through a change I made to the code from the last part. It's just something really quick. And I'll just show you that I'm removing everything. I can't remember if I did that in the last part, but I'll do that quickly. Pardon me. Then what I'll do is I'll show you what I've done for this part, which is the latest screen. And what that's going to show is the latest 5 tips that were uploaded to the server. So anyway, I'll go for that in a minute. So first, right, so I'm in add.js. This is what we were working in last time. And I think the only thing I've changed is this here. I had something, I had allow image, I can't remember what I had. I had something different to this, but I've changed it to this. So now when you upload an image, you have like a little cropping square. And I've done that because when I'm displaying these tips in like the latest window or the My Tips window, I'm going to want a square image. So if I use this cropping square, then that ensures that everything is square and we don't have to worry about doing it on the server or anything like that, because you don't want to resize your images in the app, because you want to make sure the proportions are correct. So just adding this will give you a little box when you upload your image. Just before you click submit, it will give you a little square and you can just resize it into that. So yes, that's all that is. And the other thing is, which I cannot remember if I did it in the last one, it's just removing the progress stuff, the indicator, the label and all the rest of it. But I've just thought I'd go over it again to show you that I'm closing the window, I'm removing everything that I added, and then nulling everything that I added, and then nulling the window. I think I went through it before, I'm not sure, so I just thought I'd go through it again quickly. Anyway, so this one, I'm working in latest.js, and I can't remember if we've gone through this before either, but if we ever did, it would have just been, let's just close that little gap up. If we ever did, it would have just been a back button, a label and the window. So now what we've got, actually I think it would probably be best to load up the app in the simulator. Right, so working in the latest window. So if I click through to this, you're going to see the 5 latest tips that we uploaded. So let's click through. Little indication indicator there. Activity, well, you know what I mean, the little loading circles there. So I've just put that, so as it's initially getting these images from the server, you will just see that, so you know that something is going on. Same sort of idea as when you upload a tip, but anyway, if you didn't see it, I'll go through it again in a sec. But yeah, so I'm displaying it with this square image, then we've got the title that we give it, and then view tip underneath. And I think in the next video I'm going to do the part where when you click this, it will go through to the actual tip. But I'm not doing that in this part because I don't want to do too much in each one. So yeah, so if we scroll down, you can see we've just got 5, the latest 5. What I think I'll do is in the next video I'll have a load more button here, and when you click it, it will load an additional 5. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do, load an additional 5. So I think in the next video I'll probably load an additional 5 and have the click through for each of these. But yeah, so if we go back and then I'll click in it again, and if you just look pretty much where my little mouse cursor is, you'll see quickly a little loading indicator. Well, yeah, it was there, but it was about half a second, but it was there anyway. So yeah, so let's get out of here, and I think that is it. I may as well show you, just put anything, so I'm not going to upload this. I'm just going to show you now the little cropping square that we get now when we select an image. See, it's got move and scale. You can't really see because I've picked up, that is an exact square which is filling the the window. Let's pick something that is not. I don't think that does. So yeah, so if I move that around, you can see it's got this square. So all that is if you were on your phone, you could use your thumbs and just stretch, shrink, and just move the image about. I mean, again, I've just picked a bad one because that isn't the exact square, but you could zoom into that. Then you click choose and then it would upload. Then, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've added that in. Cancelled, whatever. So let's go through the latest.js file then. So what we've got our activity indicator, which you can see for about half a second. What we do is we're adding that and then showing that. Then here, really, apart here is where everything is happening. Really, we've got this table view. I've just put a comment above it, the table view. So latest table, just giving it some basic styling, a width, left, top, height, all the rest of it. We're giving it a background colour of transparent and a separator colour of transparent. I'm not sure if we just actually leave that off, if it would just take it as transparent, but I thought I'd hard code it in just in case. So sorry, we've got editable false, which doesn't really matter for this, to be honest, but I think editable true would just mean if you swap your finger along the row, it would show the delete button. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. But yeah, so we've got that to false. So there's the basic, say, the outline of the table, but then where the content is within the table rows. So to get the rows for the table, we're using this here, and what we're doing is we are requiring this latest API file, which I've got open, I'll go to in a sec, and we're calling the load latest function there. And what we're actually doing is we're passing it the latest table variable and also the activity indicator variable. We're passing, I'll go through it actually when I'm in the page. So yeah, let's go into that latest API. So here's the function. At the minute, there's only this one function, and that's probably how this will stay. I can't think of anything else that I'd want to add into here. Not sure. Actually, possibly when you were going into a specific tip. So yeah, so we'll probably have that function in here as well, but for now we've just got load latest. So here are the two things we've passed to it. So what we're doing is we're making a HTTP request. It's kind of the same as the other one we were doing, where we upload an image, but that was a post and this is a get. And what we're doing is we're creating a request, we're going to this URL, then on load we're setting the table rows really. So what we're doing is we're initializing an array, then I've put it in a try and catch statement, because what I've done this for is if for whatever reason it fails to get our, we're pulling back some JSON, if for whatever reason it fails to get that, we're going to catch the error and then we're going to have this error table row. At the minute it's just a really nasty red background colour with the word error in it. But yeah, should I show that? I may as well show that. The way I could get that to work is if I put some crap into the URL. I'll load up the simulator again. Right, so I've loaded the simulator up again. So now when I click latest, it's going to catch an error because the URL I've passed it is incorrect. It's not going to give us the JSON back that we're expecting. So when I click this, we get the error and we've got this. I've just done it as this for now. I may change it, but it's just to show you that you can do something for the error. It doesn't have to just show an alert or anything. You could put anything in. It doesn't even have to be like this. So it's just an indication to the user. But yeah, so I've put that in. I may, as we get towards the end of the series, I think what I'm going to do is sort out the alerts and do something a bit nicer, and also I'll probably sort out this and anything else like this that I do. But for now, as we're going through, I'm just putting these really basic things in just so we can move on with with the main bits. But yeah, I will come back to it all and we'll sort it all out. So yeah, so that's that. So anyway, in the try section, we're going to get our JSON object, and the way we get that is we're going to use JSON.parse on this.response text. And what that is, let me just change this URL back actually. This.response text is what is being returned from this URL. So we get that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to loop through we're going to loop through this object. So what we're doing is we're calculating the length here, JSON.result.length, and I'll show you the actual JSON in a minute, so this will make sense. So through each iteration of this loop, what we're doing is we're getting these 4 variables. We're getting the user ID, which at the moment doesn't really matter, but I'm still getting it, the title, the tip, and the image. And as you've seen from the latest window in the simulator, all we're really using at the moment is the title and the image. So the way I've done the rows is I've done an image view and a label and added them to the actual row. You don't have to do that, but it's a way of making it a bit more presentable, because a standard table row is literally, you'll have seen it in almost every app has some form of table in it, some form of table data, whether it's a place where you edit your profile on something, or where you're getting latest news or latest whatever. I mean, they'll all have it, and most of the time it's just a rectangle with some text and maybe a small icon or something like that. But to make one that is a bit more custom, then you can just add all sorts of views to the row. So that's why let me just load it up. That's going to be the error, isn't it? Let me just load the simulator again. Right, yeah. So as I was saying, so that's why our rows, they look a lot more custom. They don't even look like your standard table row. So yeah, so all I'm basically trying to say is you're not restricted to a rectangle with a bit of text. You can do whatever you want. But all I would say is you want to make sure how much data you're getting. So that's why I've only done 5, and then we're going to have a load more. If the user wants more, they can get more. But you don't want to throw out 100 rows at once. I mean, there's no point. So yeah, you just want to limit what you're actually dishing out to the user. There's no point unnecessarily using memory. So yeah. So anyway, let's carry on. So what I've got is the image, and what we're doing is we're just passing the image property, the path to the image, and then using this variable that we're setting here through the loop, we're just putting that on the end. So we're getting the image for this current row, this current tip, should we say. So then what we've got here is a container for the title. And what this is you see this transparent black rectangle here. That's all that is. So it's it's just a view, but it's a black rectangle with an opacity of 60%. Then we've got the title. The title is this, where it says great tip, view tip. And then we've got another test, view tip. Just testing, view tip. So yeah, and as you can see, that text is there. This just means new line. There's nothing different there. Right, so here's the actual row. So we set this array at the top. Then we've got this variable of I, which is incremented through each iteration of the loop. So here we've got I would be 0 on the first time, so 0 it would be the first in the array. So the actual table view row is what we add all of these above things, the image, the container, and the title. We add all of them to this row, and we put this row in this array, and then we set the data on our table to our array, which is called data. Now, I'll go through that again quickly because I've got a feeling I explained that pretty crap. So first, where does current table come from? Let's have a look. So current table is passed to the function. And here, as we call the function, we are passing our table here, our table variable. So that's what that is. I should have probably called it latest table in here, but I just thought for reusability it might not be the latest table, so whatever. But yeah, but that's that. So what we're doing is we're creating our view, not our view, we're creating our row with our image, our title, and our container for the title. We're adding those to a table view row. Then we are putting our table view row, well, we're putting our table view row into our data array. Then we are adding those things to that data array. And also what we want to do is after we've added that, we are hiding the activity indicator, because the reason I'm hiding it is if I didn't hide it and for whatever reason the user was to pull that down, you would still see the activity indicator spinning behind that. So it's just one of them. You don't have to hide it, but I have. So then after so you see this is the end of the for loop. So once we've done all our iterations and the for loop has ended, we are then setting the data of our table to our data array. I hope that makes sense. If not, just send me a message or something, and I mean I'll try and explain it better. But anyway, so here's our catch. So we're doing a try. So if the try fails, which is all of that above, if for whatever reason that fails, then we enter this catch. And all the catch is it's showing that red table row, which I showed you a second ago with the word error. And again, we're hiding the indicator. So then after all that, we're sending the request. Then at the bottom, we're exporting this function. Simple, pretty much. But it's all there anyway, and I'll be giving all the code away at the end of the series. There's no point me giving it away now because I'm changing things in previous videos, so it'll just get confusing for everyone. So I'm just going to give it away at the end. Now is I'm just going to go through this API.php page and just show you the actual JSON that is being outputted. So right, so here's our page. It's changed a little bit from last time, but not too much. Last time it just had this, but now I'm actually just doing a check on the mode which is set. So in this case, mode is set to latest. So what we're doing, connecting to the database, doing a query for the 5 latest tips, and then we're doing a while loop on the result in a MySQL fetch ASOC, which is just associative array. In this while loop, we're just putting the contents of our result putting it into our JSON data array. Then we are encoding this new array with JSON encode and also UTF-8 encode. JSON encode is you need that for it to be valid JSON, but UTF-8 is just so we can handle any foreign characters that for whatever reason may crop up. This is just to help our JSON from breaking. Then after that we're going to return the JSON, so we're just echoing our JSON encoded, but we're just wrapping it in this. And if you remember from earlier when I was calculating the length, I was doing JSON object dot result dot length. The reason I wrote result is because that's what this word says here. That could say anything. That could say George, and then to access the length I'd do JSON object dot George. You get what I mean. So then after that we're exiting. So I'm conscious of the time of this, so hopefully I've gone. There's not much there anyway, but if anyone's got any problems or anything, just send me an email and I'll answer your question. So let's have a look at the JSON. So this is the JSON that we are spitting out, and as you can see, there we go, there's the title, and we've got, that would be 1 tip, 2, and then so on. So yeah, so that's it really. That is what the app is receiving, and then in our try and catch, and we've got our for loop in Titanium. That is what we're working with. And as you can see, here are the variable names I was getting. User ID, title, tip, and image. Yeah, so any questions, let me know. The next part, we're going to do the view tip and also load more for the latest screen. So yeah, so hopefully I'll get that done in before the end of next week.